What's up, you guys? Steve here with your second stimulus check and stimulus package update as of today, Thursday, September the 24th. And analysts are now saying that we're in a dire situation, and Nancy Pelosi is losing support from her party as they're telling her to stop the talk and write the bill. In addition to that, this morning we're having now fingers pointing at President Donald Trump saying, you need to produce stimulus or get out of office. In addition to that, we still have pressure mounting from the airline industry as we are now less than 1 week away from the bailout money deadline. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing hundreds of thousands of layoffs. And we are still looking to the Senate to approve the stopgap funding bill so we can avoid a government shutdown starting October 1st of 2020. So there is a lot going on. I'm going to get you caught up on all the details in this video. And if you like that, if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second. Smash that like button. I would appreciate it. YouTube channel success is pretty much based on interaction. So when you smash the like button and leave comments, it helps out my channel. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to keep getting these video updates on everything that's taking place, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that way every time I upload videos, you can stay notified. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. All right, guys, so let's start off with Nancy Pelosi and how the pressure is mounting, and she's even losing support from her own party. A lot of them are very unhappy and are actually blaming her for the lack of stimulus and saying, Nancy, you need to stop the talk, put the pen to the paper, and write a bill. A lot of them have been very unhappy with her ever since 114 members of Congress from her own party approached her and said, alongside the U.S. postal bill, please pass standalone provisions. We are urging you to provide stimulus checks and enhanced unemployment. And she said, at this time, it is not in my best interest to do that in regards to negotiations. And a lot of them were also very upset with her initial reaction to the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal, how she said that it was not sufficient. And a lot of them felt this is the best bill that we've seen proposed so far, and she immediately had dismissed it. Now there is a lot of people that are moving to have her taken from her position as Speaker of the House. And this week we saw Stenny Hoyer, Senator Stenny Hoyer, approach her and say, listen, you verbally said that you would agree to a $2.2 trillion stimulus package. Well, why don't you put the pen to the paper and produce a draft bill? Because at this point, we don't even have anything tangible in regards to a stimulus package bill. And she told her, if you don't do it, we're going to do it without you. And we're going to do it in the next couple of days. So the pressure is mounting on Nancy Pelosi to produce something. And Congress is getting very upset because re-elections are right around the corner, and a lot of people's seats are up for re-election, and they're not feeling very confident at this point since there is no provisions for Americans at this time. And because of that, they are blaming Nancy Pelosi. So the pressure is on her. Now you might be wondering, how did Nancy Pelosi respond to all this? Well, yesterday, Nancy Pelosi put together a 157-page letter moving to impeach President Donald Trump. So yesterday we saw Senator McCarthy say that he had had enough, and he is also now supporting the movement to have Nancy Pelosi removed as Speaker of the House. Meanwhile, today will now mark the third day that Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and Federal Reserve leader Jerome Powell will testify before Congress and let them know we need more stimulus. We've already heard Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin tell Congress that the Trump administration supports another stimulus package and another round of stimulus checks. And we've heard leader of the Federal Reserve Jerome Powell tell them as well that the last round of stimulus was vital to stabilizing the economy. And if we do not have another stimulus package, more stimulus checks, more enhanced unemployment, and provisions that are needed, that we could be looking at long-lasting damage and scars to our economy. So we're hearing from White House officials and the Federal Reserve that we need more stimulus. And in addition to that, pressure is still mounting from the airline industry, which is now less than a week away from their bailout deadline. In the last round of stimulus, as you recall, they had a $25 billion bailout to help them stay afloat, contingent upon them not doing mass layoffs. Well, that deadline is October 1st of 2020, and they're saying that they need another bailout round of $25 billion because revenue is down by 85%, and if they don't get it, they're going to have to lay off tens of thousands of employees. And economists are actually saying this is going to have a trickle-down effect and could equate to over 100,000 people unemployed. So this is not going to be good. There is bipartisan agreement that we need to bail out the airline industry to help our economy at this time. Now, we actually did see not too long ago a couple of senators release a standalone bill to bail out the airline industry. Luckily, it didn't get a lot of traction because this is not what we want to see. We want to see this included in the next stimulus package, so that way it'll apply pressure to Congress to pass a package including the bailout for airlines and also including stimulus checks, enhanced unemployment, and all the provisions we need. We do not want to see this as a standalone bill, as we may get pushed to the side and then the airlines will get bailed out before October 1st. With this all coupled together, we could see a stimulus package agreement before October 1st. So hopefully we're going to see something move here very soon. There will be a bailout for the airlines and there will be provisions for America. And we are still looking to the Senate to pass the Stopgap funding bill for our national budget. Now, this was the agreement that was reached by Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. This was put together an official bill and passed by the House on Tuesday, and it has now moved on to the Senate that is going to vote on it as well. Now, we did hit a little bit of a hiccup on Monday when both sides realized that they didn't have everything in there that they wanted, but they were able to sit down and work it out, and now they have included an additional $8 billion in nutritional assistance for schools and children and families, and they've increased accountability for farm aid money to prevent it from going to large oil companies. So basically, the Democrats wanted to see more funding for school free lunches, and the Republicans wanted to see more funding for farmers. So they were both able to include that, and now the Senate is going to pass that as well, hopefully soon, and then the president will sign off. If they do not pass that, we potentially could be looking at a government shutdown on October 1st. Now, if they can sign this off and we can get it passed, pushed out of the way, we won't have a government shutdown, and then we can focus on the stimulus. And the word this morning is that there are a lot of people now that are starting to point their finger at President Donald Trump, saying, produce stimulus or get out of office. Word is that jobless claims are up, the stock market is starting to come down, things are not looking so good, and we don't have any stimulus to help us out at this time. And a lot of people are starting to get upset that a couple of weeks ago, President Donald Trump came out and said that he had found $300 billion of unused CARES Act funds, we believe from the Main Street Lending Program, that he would be taking and reallocating and using for stimulus checks or enhanced unemployment to help provide provisions. And he said he would do this if Congress did not get their act together. And they're wondering why he hasn't done it yet, because Congress has still not produced anything. Well, I personally believe that this could become a reality very soon. If Congress does not produce something within the next week, as I mentioned, the deadline is October 1st, 2020. That is when, if we do not have a stopgap funding bill, we could be looking at a government shutdown. And if we don't have a bailout for the airlines, it could cost us over 100,000 jobs. So I believe that probably here within the next week, Congress needs to produce a stimulus bill, pass it, and they need to move it along so that way we can have provisions. Otherwise, I believe this weekend or early next week, President Donald Trump will probably step in and issue executive actions because he wants to see stimulus checks come out. Him and his administration said that nobody wants to see it more than him, and we believe this because elections are around the corner, and if there is not stimulus out, that is not going to be good for President Donald Trump. And it has also been said that when he produces stimulus checks and stimulus packages, that his approval rating goes up by 3%. So they're saying a very tight race, and he's going to want that to go out right away. So I believe that we will get something soon, whether it is from Congress in a stimulus package or from an executive action from the president. I personally believe you can expect to see something within the next week. Well, you guys, that is your stimulus check and stimulus package update as of today, Thursday, September the 24th. I hope it was informative, and I will be sure to keep you guys up to date as more information rolls out. And if you haven't already, if you could do me a quick favor, once again, just smash that like button. It'll just take a second. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to keep getting these video updates as information rolls out, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that way every time I upload, you can stay notified. And if you don't already, follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. And if you'd like to be a part of something positive and encouraging, a group of us get together on Thursday evenings on Facebook at teachjesus.app and do Bible studies. Link in the description below. And if you might be interested in some fashionable, modest women's clothing, check out my wife's website at www.nayaellaboutique.com. Link in the description below. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this reaches you well. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.